you need a pen?
Nice.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Lebanon Board of Park Commissioners. I'd like to call the meeting to order and let the record show that everyone is present except Karen Galvin. Now, if everyone's had a chance to look over the minutes from the November meeting, I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
I've got a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried. Is there any old business to come before the board tonight? No? Okay. So new business this evening is we're honoring the 2020 park volunteers. It's so nice to see people here. So I'll start with John. You want me to come down there?
Yeah, I just wanted to say a few words about not only our park staff and how hard they work. A lot of them are in the audience tonight. They day in, day out do an outstanding job at taking care of all our parks, from the office and the staffing and all the way down the pool, obviously, but the maintenance area too. So we've maintained 8 parks. We take care of downtown, of all that downtown along the square. Vincennes University, our 8 miles of trails that we have going from the trailhead all the way out to Thorntown, all throughout the trails downtown to leading to downtown and along Main Street. So there's quite a bit to take care of, a lot of facilities to take care of, and they just do an outstanding job. And I thought they should be recognized also for everything they've done. I think you say it day in, day out. Luckily, they're in the audience today, and you can show at least observe who they are. A lot of them are here tonight, and just you always tell me how appreciative. That's the reason why. It's our staff. Just got an outstanding crew and good leadership there, and that's all I can say. It's just. Yeah, if you all could stand up, that'd be great. And their better halves are here, a lot of them. So you got Caleb Skank. Caleb Skank takes care down the shop. You got Billy Smith, superintendent. You got Taylor Orr, that's our office manager. You got Bob Pearl, that is maintenance, and also Joel McMasters. But a lot of hard work that goes into it, and again, thanks to them, we have these beautiful parks that we have. Thank you very much, guys. There, along with that, we couldn't do a lot of these projects without our amazing volunteer workers. We have them throughout the year. We had an outstanding year, and a lot of it's due to the hard work that a lot of the people in the audience tonight have helped us out with. Without them, again, we wouldn't have the great park system that we have and the great parks that we have. But I would like to recognize a few of them with Lori Gross, our park board president, that will give a little, if you could, come up. And we aren't going to make you sing or do anything like that, but I just wanted to say thank you very much for everything you've done for the parks. As a staff, we're here for you guys because all that you have done for the parks. But I'll get up here and give a little talk. Anson Sperry, I don't believe Anson's here tonight. So I'll go ahead and turn this thing on. Yeah. Green means go. It was already on. See? Yeah, I really messed up, Johnny.
Check 1, 2.
Yeah, I'll go back over there too. Green, is it green again? Can you... Let me just tell you a little bit about Anson Sperry. Anson, we'd like to recognize Anson for his dedication over the summer in raising money towards his Boy Scout project. I think it's the Eagle Scout that he was working on to get a badge. With park supervision, he installed a bike repair station, not only here but also in Whitestown, 2 dog waste stations, and also had enough money left over the fundraising that he did to purchase a park bench, which is installed right out on the Big 4 Trail. His total donation to the park was over $750, And we're so appreciative of his support and hard work, and thank you, Anson. So he is here. Next up, we have two Girl Scouts, Adrian and Crystal Lynn. If you could come up here. Yeah, you didn't know, nobody knew this, did you? You knew he called you to come in. If you could, step up with Lori. Recently, Adrian and Crystal Lynn with the Girl Scout Troop 288, or is this right? 2886. Raised $2,000 towards new equipment for the dog park. The equipment was installed last week. Do you have any blisters from this? Get back up there. Do you have any blisters? Do you have any blisters? Let's see your blisters. They actually helped install it too. So there again, it's been a great addition out there. Thank you both so much for committing your time, efforts in raising the money and helping our Parks Department. I don't think you're through. You both spoke about doing more projects for the dog park. I think Outdoor Solutions, we have a plan there to do some pavement, which was presented to the park board. So thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you. Next up, the ARC of Greater Boone County. If you all could get up here and kind of spread out, if you could, that'd be great. Troy, if you could bring the bunch up, there you go. I just can't say enough. The ARC's helped out for several years. At the parks, they do all kinds of different amazing things to help us out. Led by Troy there. Troy was out also. Several days throughout the summer, we had a great group from the ARC, the Greater Boone County, come to our parks and help with small maintenance jobs. Everyone did a wonderful job as they helped trim branches, pick up sticks, clean grounds, weed eat, pull weeds, etc. I mean, they cleaned barrels, painted barrels. I think they really enjoyed sledgehammering. I think that was one of your favorites, and I think we all need that anger management sometime. Breaking concrete off some of our posts, but want to thank them very much for all their hard work. We are so appreciative of everyone's hard work and hope to see you all back again next year, maybe, huh? Thank you very much for all your help. Next up, one of my closest friends, got to be best man in his wedding, JR, if you're up, there you go. Gregory Litico. There's another guy that's helped out the park system a lot. He's got a great skill set, many master of a lot of traits there. But for the most part, JR has donated his masonry skills to the park several times over the past several years. This year in particular, he helped rebuild the flues and the frontage of the two cabinet chimneys. He was also gracious enough to help us repair the dugout walls. And they were a safety hazard falling in at the baseball field Memorial Park. He did this without hesitation after hearing the costly estimates we had received. He has saved the parks thousands of dollars and always does just an outstanding, fantastic, great job. And I can't thank you enough, not only for your friendship, but for what you've done for the parks. You keep giving, and thank you very much. And we'll lean on you again. Also, we had Ted Caldwell. Ted couldn't be here tonight, and I had the pleasure of working with Ted. He was fire chief. He worked for the fire department here. He did serve the city for many, many years. And when I worked with him about 12 years ago as chief, he's taken on the responsibility of opening and closing the conservation pond gate and keeping it clean while holding patrons accountable. Because of Ted's help, we were able to open the gates daily instead of limited days of the week. And I just can't say enough about him. I got phone calls, texts here and there. He's really worried about the geese. But the guy's got a heart of gold, and can't thank him enough for all his hard work. And without that, it saved us from guys coming from Indy that live out of town, coming, opening, and locking the gate. And there again, we got to open it a lot more. We were only open at limited times, like I said, and just really appreciate his attention to detail, and he cared about everybody. He'd help the kids even learn how to fish. So, and I think he's still feeding the fish, by the way. But as far as that, I'm sorry he couldn't be here. But again, let's give him a round of applause. And give him last but not least, Stan. There you go, my man Stan. He's outstanding. As many of you know, we have the RC course that's down at Abner Longley. If you haven't seen it, it's awesome. Thanks to Stan, he's put in many, many hours. This idea was brought to the park board in 2019 by a gentleman and his son. However, they were not able to continue with the project, and Stan took it over. Stan does this as a sole volunteer and has obtained several donations of rocks, stone, firewood, etc., to complete the course. This course has brought people from all over, including Terre Haute, Logansport, Fort Wayne, and Greenwood, just to name a few. We greatly appreciate all of Stan's efforts with the RC course and hope it continues to grow. I can't tell you how many times the guys were working out there and we see them driving in with loads of stone. We were always too busy to help you, weren't we, huh? No. There again, we really were, but you busted your tail, and we really appreciate it. And to see the happy faces, and you get to see them firsthand. I think you're down there almost as much as we are all the time. And your wife. Well, thank you. There you go. The unknowns. All these guys, I appreciate them and their wives to let them, wives and spouses to help them, and parents to help us with all this. But without this, we couldn't have done it. It's a great addition to our park. If you haven't been down there, and I know a couple of you have, see the crowds down there. It's really amazing what he's done. And how many people are coming from out of town to come down there? We had to put a meter down there to charge up the cars. It's ridiculous. It's outstanding. No, I thank you very much, Stan, for all your hard work, and again, appreciate it all. With that, we were hoping to have all kinds of little things out there, drinks, cookies. I think Lori was going to bake a bunch of stuff. Yeah. Just with the current situation that we're in, we didn't feel comfortable doing it. But again, you guys did this under a pandemic and all your hard work. Thank you so much for everything you've done. From the bottom of our hearts, you know how hard it is to get, Stan, you said it earlier, about trying to get volunteers to do anything. We couldn't do it without any of you, and we thank you very much, and I appreciate it so much. Along with the park staff, we're just really blessed at this park.
Yes,
and
we are.
This is the reason why, so I'm glad you all got to see it firsthand.
Thank you.
Thank you all. If you guys want to head on out, that's fine. Don't feel you don't have to stick around and listen to me talk. I don't want you. But thank you again for all your hard work.
Thanks all of you for coming tonight. We'll have a reception when all this is over.
We will have some food at some point in time, so
yeah.
Just save your appetites there. Bye, Julie.
Before we do the director's report, I wanted to give the board an update from the council meeting last week on funding. Okay. I think most of you may have been aware that the city is doing a bond issue for $700,000, which will cover the first phase of the lights out at the park. And then last Monday night, it has been put out there that the bike park would receive $500,000 with matching funds to bring that to $500,000. They'll match everything up to $500,000 that they make for the bike park. And the bike park is going to be under the park board and the parks department working along with Kevin on the bike park. And then the really great thing is it's pending, but they are proposing to give the Parks Department $1.2 million to do park projects next year. The projects have to be completed in 2021, and part of that money will go into engineering to complete our trail through the city out through the park. And so part of that money will go towards there, but hopefully this will be finalized in January. But I think we were all really happy at the council meeting. I think John was able to be there, John Lastly, and it was really generous.
Great support.
Yes, we were overwhelmed. We've never walked out of a meeting with $1.2 million, so.
Yeah, that's right.
So that was pretty exciting, and you know, you guys have seen our list, and it's big projects, so we're gonna put a dent in that list, so this will be really good. So I'd like to thank everybody on the council, and let's keep our fingers crossed it goes through. It looks good at this point, but we'll know for sure in January, but they did put that out with the figure.
We
So,
really appreciate that support.
it was, I do too. I mean, I knew they were going to give us something, but I was a little overwhelmed when I heard the figure, and I was like, wow. So that was a great meeting.
Yeah, and that will complete all our projects that were before you, that you all voted on or looked at and approved, that we went forward with all the projects, with the addition of $400,000 going to an engineering firm to connect the Big Four Trail from downtown to Abner Long Lake, so it will be connected all the way through town, all the way getting ready to head out towards Whitestown. So they did document that they wanted $400,000 to go towards that part of the project.
That's true.
Which
And
is
then-
still is the park's responsibility to maintain all the
absolutely.
trails, so
But
it's
then the
great.
utilities then trade for the property, and the house on Noble Street, they're going to help with the connectivity of the trail in the park. So we'll be able to
Yes.
save some money there.
They moved forward on that, which is, again, another win for us. They're going to beef up the
Well, we
road.
wouldn't have been able to do that if it hadn't been for this amount designated for us.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
Director's report, okay. Just kind of a year-end report of some of the work everyone in this room that I told you earlier, and a few more that aren't with us today, accomplished. It was a very awesome year, even though it was a very nasty year, to say the least. As far as accomplish it, we just moved on right forward. Didn't hesitate through anything, opening the pool and everything. So in the office, we rolled out a new website, user-friendly, better communication, etc. They did that, and I don't know how many Zoom meetings that Taylor and Allison did while they were working from home. There again, rolled it out flawlessly to help our efficiencies up in the office. Hiring new lifeguards, we hired, like we always do, 50 plus, and there again, certification, recertification of all of them, safety training, concession and equipment planning, scheduling. There again, we have some other support groups there with Lori Frost. Cole Henry isn't here, another, the aquatics director. Again, Aaron also helped out along with Noah. Those are two of our pool managers. We just had a great, strong staff, to say the least, and a lot of hard work went in. Working from home, they put policies and procedures in place for this COVID-19 that we've dealt with. Helped manage the budget, took care of all the phones and emails. Like I said, Civic Rec Zoom meetings to design and implement the new website, and that was huge. That was really huge for the Parks Department. I don't know if you've had a chance to look at it, but it's so user-friendly, and you can do everything like everybody wants to, and that's online, and couldn't happen at a better time, could it? Nobody's being able to go in the offices, so they had, hands off to Taylor. She just took care of all that stuff. There again, had to plan maternity leave because Taylor had a baby girl this year. Yes, and she's gorgeous, by the way. Anyway, we had to plan that, and Taylor had everybody lined out in that office, and Allison did dual roles, doing programming, planning, and also helping out with Taylor's part of the job, the office, running the office. Swim lessons and events, we still had to plan, along with the interns. We got a couple interns in the office to help out, because they're obviously, with Taylor being gone, we needed the help, so it was awesome to have them around. Opening Seashore Water Park, we just faced all kinds of obstacles, obviously. Half capacity, we didn't do pool passes. They wanted us to sanitize every tube, inner tube, after every use, so we just did away with the tubes. But there again, our awesome pool staff and our office came up with the plan of, here's how we're going to roll it out, here's what we're going to do it. We sanitized, put a couple people doing that strictly, escorting people in, moving their chairs around, keeping the social distance, and we kept the pool open. And a lot of pools in Indiana did not open, so hats off to our staff for taking care of that. And we had a very, very successful summer, as I showed you the numbers a couple meetings ago. There again, all the safety protocols were put in place, and we had to follow CDC guidelines, governor guidelines, health department, not only state but local health department. And again, rolled it out and did an outstanding job. We had to cancel quite a few events, which was not fun. We kept thinking, oh, maybe we'll get them in. Easter had to be canceled. Our poolside Pilates, our 4th of July events, 100th year anniversary of the park, and that's a killer. We really wanted to, we had fireworks going to happen, and band, and night swim, but oh well, that didn't get to happen, and that's what it is. Mother-son event, didn't get to hold it. Now we've canceled the Christmas in the Cabin and Christmas parade. Okay, let's do away with all the bad stuff and let's focus on the good stuff that we did. We got to hold swim lessons. That was great. So there's probably some kids that learned how to swim this summer, and we're really thankful for that. Softball league, still held them, had great tournament, pretty good turnout for what's going on around the environment. Memorial shelter dedication, there again, we got that all done thanks to the Rotary, all the monies they helped put in. And of course you had Alan Milburn that was there every day checking every inch of every piece of work that they did. We really need to think about him being on the staff. He's awesome. There again, pickleball, we had those courts redone, so we held 2 pickleball tournaments and had great turnouts for both of them. We still held Hoosier Town Ball. We had youth football, youth soccer, and I think we had some tennis also out there that was through Let's Go Sports. And there again, we're going to hold carriage rides. We have 2 carriages that were donated for this Christmas. They're going to text. There again, Allison and Taylor are going to have the people pull up in their cars at the cabin, text, and it's this Saturday. They'll text them that they're here. They're going to have hot chocolate and stuff out that they can mix themselves, but the carriage rides themselves are going to sanitize before and after each individual rides there. So it'll be families sitting in their cars, and then they go in. And we're just trying to do what we can to try and have some kind of sense about this season. Completed park projects in 2020. There again, the pickleball and tennis court renovation at Memorial and Abner Longley Park. Cabin and chimney rebuilt. There again, the flues and the front, and baseball dugouts removed and replaced. Drainage improved. Renovation of the bathhouse, floors, lighting, paint, partitions and fixtures. They look awesome. Couldn't ask for any better work. And a lot of these projects, and most of them, are done in-house, which is awesome. Facade on the bathhouse replaced. Memorial shelter renovation. There again, that was helped out. We did some work there, but also so did the Rotary, paid for a lot of the work that was done, that big eagle that's on top of it. New restroom down at Memorial Park by the baseball field. Had pavement in our parking lot, and the guys at the shop can't thank you enough for finding the funds to do that. We've been wanting that done since 2009, I believe Dick Robertson said, 2008. It's been a muddy mess, and boy, this last winter and this summer just couldn't ask. We're just really blessed to have the pavement. Addition to a maintenance facility, there again, that barn's really nice, nice and warm too, that we can keep our trucks in, and the drainage that we took care of, the back of the park there, and also right at the very front of the park. Restrooms and painting of both pool vessels. They did it 2 years ago on both pool vessels. Year warranty, it's been 2 years, but we were at half capacity. They were nice enough to, after a couple conversations, there again, Lori Frost was instrumental in moving forward on that and getting them out there, having a discussion, and they repainted, they power washed at 36,000 PSI and then repainted both vessels for free. And that was like a $60,000 investment that we had 2 years ago. So they stood up to their word. We always try and have reputable contractors do any kind of work that we have done at the park, and they held up their bargain of it. Also, the restoration of the pool features and replacement of the stairs. The pool's 8 years old and it was showing some wear, so we freshened it up. I think everybody will be very pleased when they come out next year and see that it's really in nice shape. There again, that's just how we roll out at the parks. New basketball post at Abner Longley, backboards, goals. Those have been struggling for a while. We always had the Symphony coming in and out, so we finally got some that are permanent, that are in the ground, that we won't have to be pulling out for the Symphony and putting back in. Unfortunately, the Symphony is not going to be held at Abner Longley anymore, and I hope they come back at some point in time. We'll make room for them wherever we need to. The RC course, you met the gentleman that was instrumental in helping us out with that. There again, it's been a great addition. I think they had 30 people down there last weekend. Beautiful weekend, by the way, and I think he's expecting more this coming weekend. The new dog park equipment, again, it's been well received. Caleb, Billy, and myself brought our dogs out, and they tried it out right off the bat, and they loved it. So hopefully that'll be well received too. And there again, the bridge murals on the Big Four Trail. I don't know if you've seen those, but they're awesome. And we got cameras on them, so nobody better tag them. But we've been so fortunate up to this point, and they look really nice. So hopefully we can keep going. In 2021, we probably will be looking at redoing our master plan. So that'll be taking up some meetings. We'll have some open public meetings and some input. There again, I don't know with the COVID situation how we'll operate, but we'll figure it out. We also, well, that's just one of the many things that we have. We have several projects. We'll be talking with engineering and getting some engineering for the lighting. That'll be the first priority, but the council, like Lori said earlier, they want this money and these projects done by the end of 2021. We aren't going to rush anything, but we will definitely do our best to make sure that they all get done by 2021. And the mountain bike park, it'll go forward. Kevin's instrumental in doing that. Derek Warren is helping us out with the bike pedestrian trail, working with the engineer there to work on the master plan for that. So we'll have a master plan in the future here for everything. And I think that's about it that I have for the directors. For any questions?
Do you have an update yet, John, in regards to the building out at Southside?
I still don't. As far as that, they're still working on it, still waiting on the county. There's some communication going on with our city attorney and the commissioners and the attorney from the county. Yeah. We really would love to have that building, and you know yourself that if we can work on it this winter, we can get a lot done in the wintertime, so.
Yeah, it's too bad you can't get it done before
Yeah,
weather gets bad.
I'm with you. But I'll let you know as soon as we do. I keep hearing close, 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 but I heard that for several years.
I was gonna say, I think I've heard that for the last 7
And
months.
I know, and anything you can do, I'd appreciate.
I have one question. I remember at the last meeting you mentioned that you guys were hosting people to come here about our water park.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. We had we had an aqua conference that was
Yeah.
held, oh gosh, the end of October there. Quite a few groups came out. They actually, I didn't think they'd want to go out and see the pool, but they all went out and saw the pool. Got a lot of great ideas, a lot of input. It was pretty informal. We had a couple of speakers come in. It was really nice to hear, and one of them, I believe, they came as far as Marion. I think Greenwood, I'm not sure where all, somewhere in Noblesville. I know she was there. It was really nice to have, again, Taylor, Allison, and Lori put that on.
Yeah, I
Did an
knew about
outstanding job. And I think we'd have had more if we weren't in this pandemic that we're in. We didn't do any Zoom or anything like that. We really kind of wanted, and we social distance and whatnot, but they were really impressed with our pool. Marion is what we copied a lot of our facility that we have now. We copied the wave pool. Ours is a little different, but we copied some of the things from everybody, Carmel, Noblesville. But we were one of the few pools to open around in water parks. So there again, we had zero COVID problems. Everybody seemed to be fine. We had a daddy-daughter dance that we got to hold outside. It was just really nice. We had our senior walk that went through the park. But getting back to that, yeah, the conference went very well, very informative, and I think we all got some good ideas out of it. And I think they probably got more informed and saw all our efficiencies, and we're pretty impressed by what all we did.
Okay, that's great.
Yes. Anything else? Any other questions?
Last month, when Ryan Ottinger was here representing the Lebanon Utilities, he presented some information to us, and then we agreed to things, but it was contingent upon some,
Stipulations that,
yes,
yeah.
that we had.
Yeah, and Lori touched on that earlier. That is in the writing there, but they pretty well, the council did approve it at that same meeting, if I'm not mistaken, that the land swap will happen. They're going to have to.
Everything that we talked
Yeah,
about,
and
okay.
everything you discussed and the stipulations you wanted were going to be addressed and taken care of. The only thing, they didn't say they would put a parking lot in, but they did say they'd tear down the building. So we got that part. We asked for a little more, and they gave us most of it.
Great.
Yeah. And that will happen soon, I think. We've had people out surveying, taking samples, make sure that there's no, what do you call them, wetlands or anything like that. So they've already got the first phase of their surveying done, so it'll probably move pretty quick here in the next, again, 2021. We're going to have a dug-up park, and just bear with us, but the finished product will be awesome.
Thank you.
And that's it.
Okay. We do want to take a look, if everybody's had a chance to take a look at the board meeting dates set for next year to see. Is July 7th going to work?
Yeah, the only thing, I think there's no holidays on any of them, and we'll be done by the 4th of July on the 7th. Hopefully we get a hold of 4th of July. May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, though, I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. Everything else, there's really
Okay.
no holidays, but
Okay.
that one. But
Okay.
everything falls good for us.
So do we need a motion for these?
I think you do. That way we can go ahead, and Taylor will go ahead and get them to the proper people, so we reserve this chamber, so we advertise the proper way.
Except for the
Yeah,
whole
it'll be
year?
done.
Okay. Okay.
I'll make a
then-
motion that we approve the dates for 2021 for park commissioners' meetings.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Okay, if everyone's had a chance to look at the claims, I'd entertain a motion to approve the claims.
So moved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried. Now, the last thing, if there's nothing else to come before the board, is the motion to adjourn.
That we adjourn the meeting.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
I have a
Third.
motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried. Thank you for joining us tonight, and everyone have a happy holiday.
See you next year.
See you next year.
Merry Christmas.